Howdy guys, so I wanted to share with you my latest major makeup mishap, which was last week, and it kind of did ruin my makeup for the day, but it's such an easy mistake to make and it could really ruin your makeup. It can definitely make or break and otherwise perfect makeup. So let me set the scene. I was rushing a little bit late for work, as is kind of usual. I always give myself plenty of time, and then towards the end there is manic panic just to get everything done in time. And my mammy, being the best mammy that she is, decided that she was going to give me a lift into work, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, I spent too long checking my email, I think that's it, but I looked at the watch and I realised Mum was coming in 10 minutes to collect me, and I didn't have my makeup on yet, so I had to rush down to the room and just throw on as much makeup as I could in that 10 minutes. And what I did when I started to do my makeup was get my primer, pop it out onto the back of my hand, and it was kind of just like what this was doing. It wasn't pumping out enough in one go, so I pumped it a couple of times and then all of a sudden loads came out. I don't know, can you see that amount there? And I put this all over my face, just not thinking. And then as I was putting it on, I was like, shite, that's loads on my face. And then I was like, feck it, I'm just gonna go with it because I don't have time. And this is way too much primer for the face. This is so slippy, you need so little. And then lo and behold, about 4 hours into my work, there were two huge patches either side of my nose where there was absolutely no makeup left. It had totally left the building, totally worn off. And the reason being, particularly this primer that I used, which is a very silicone heavy primer, it's very slippy and slidey, which is great because it gives a lovely slide for your makeup to go on very smoothly over it in the first place, but that's when you use enough. When you use too much, it gets too slippy and slidey and the makeup will just wear off after a wee while, and that's what I did. And honestly, it is such an easy mistake to make because, like I said, I made it, and I'm a bit of a klutz. I tend to make makeup mistakes a good bit. I think I did do that tag before, actually, my makeup mistakes. If I find it, I'll link it below. But it can really ruin an otherwise perfect makeup, like I said. So I think it's really important not to use too much product primer because it is totally counterproductive. It'll do the exact opposite of what you want it to do. And I actually have found this out by quizzing clients and, you know, people coming in just to get makeup done in work about how they use their primer and how much they use and stuff like that. And so many people told me that they don't like using primer because it doesn't work for them. And then when I kind of go in and investigate a little bit more, it turns out they're actually using too much, or maybe not the right one for their skin or whatever, but using too much is such a common culprit. So the next time you're using primer, if you find it doesn't usually work for you, or you know, you think that it just doesn't work with the makeup and it does tend to come off, try using less than you normally use. Try using actually half of what you normally use and see if that makes a difference, because honestly, I find that that would be the biggest kind of mishap when it comes to primer. And another thing as well, it might not be the amount that you're using, it might be that you're applying too much the primer in too many areas on the face. So for instance, if you are using a mattifying primer and your skin is combination, so you might just have an oily T-zone and be normal to dry everywhere else, don't put it where you're normal to dry everywhere else, because it might mattify you too much in those areas where you're not looking to be mattified, because it's probably naturally matte anyhow. So only put that on the oily areas and then just leave the rest of it kind of alone, unless you find that the makeup does tend to wear off very easily in the rest of areas. But generally, if you're normal to dry everywhere else, the makeup will last. If it's a very run-of-the-mill normal kind of everyday primer, like maybe the Prep and Prime Skin by MAC, you can use that all over. That's perfect for combination skin and for dealing with different types of skins and stuff like that. But if it's a very hydrating one, say like this guy here by Illamasqua, the Hydra Veil, only use it where you need to be hydrated. So for me, I like to use the Hydra Veil underneath my eyes and along my forehead and maybe along the outskirts of my face. But if I was to put that on my nose area and this area around my nose where the makeup can just totally disappear, it would get too shiny throughout the day because I'm adding hydration over an area that already gets oily, so it does have its natural hydration. So let me know if this is something that you've done in the past and if you've noticed this ruining your makeup before. And anyone out there who thinks this might be a culprit, just try less and see how you get on. So I hope this was helpful, guys. The tutorial for this look will be up after this video, so we'll be later on in the week, and I'll chat to you in that one, I suppose. So thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll chat to you soon. Slán!